Hey guys, this is Brendan with Gone Mobile Vans. We're here at our shop at Costa Mesa, California. Behind me is a 2025 high roof all-wheel drive Transit. We turned it into a pretty killer adventure van, a couple new features inside. Let me show it to you. All right guys, so this is the 2025 high roof all-wheel drive Transit. This has the EcoBoost engine with a 10-speed transmission, 300 plus horsepower, 400 pound-feet of torque. It's a real great motor to be able to take these big heavy vans out and about. Right up front, we've got a Raptor grille on the front. We swapped that out. It really helps cap off the aggressiveness of this van. And below that, we've got some tow hook recovery points from Van Compass. So those are bolted right to the frame of the van. It's quite a labor-intensive installation, but man, it sure looks great. And now you got some recovery hooks up front if you ever find yourself in a tough situation. For suspension upgrades on this van, we got the Quigley Q-Lift installed right from the dealership. So this gives you 2 inches of lift. It allows you to add the Bilstein front struts, which is a nice addition. And we also had the dealership install some Falcon Fast Adjust shocks from Van Compass at the rear, as well as the Van Compass high clearance shock brackets. So the wheel and tire package on this van are the stock black alloy wheels from Ford. They look fantastic in our opinion, so no need to swap them out. We've got 245 75/16 Falcon Wild Peak AT3 tires on these wheels. Really a clean setup with this Q-Lift installed. So on the top of this van, we have the Flatline Van Company Safari Rack. This Safari Rack has got the drop front up there for a future light bar if this client wants to go that route. We have two 100-watt solar panels up there, and we have a Max fan up there as well. No AC unit in this van, but it is pre-wired for that, so if he wants to come back in the future, we can cut in an AC unit if you like, and it's already pre-wired for it. We also have a Fiamma F45S awning that's mounted to the side of it that provides a bunch of coverage for cutting down the sun or giving you some coverage from the rain if you like. And then below that, we've got our Rigid Industry scene light, provides plenty of illumination outside the sliding door with or without the awning deployed. On the sliding door, we've got a solid glass window with the privacy tint right from the factory. Great setup. If you want an opening window, we can cut that one out and put it in a half slider window, give you some more ventilation if you like, but otherwise this is a killer setup. And then below that, we've got the Illuminous running boards on the side of the van. That allows you to get in and out of the van a little bit easier. Really comfortable step to get in and out of. We think they're a fantastic setup, and that's what we choose most of the time. Moving on back, we've got the Flare Space Flare that has been color matched to the Abyss gray color of this Transit. It's got the half slider windows in there with integrated bug screens. Perfect for sleeping at night. Open that up, you got the Max fan on, pulls a nice breeze right across the bed. It's fantastic. And also allows you to sleep sideways in this van. That gives you more floor space and a really comfortable night's sleep. On the back of the van, we've got the Flatline Van Company tire carrier. This allows us to have a full-size spare for this client on the back of the van. I just sent him a couple of pictures. He wants us to upgrade the rear wheel, which I think we can do for him, and he wants to add the gear platform on the passenger side of the van. We put that on most of the vans anyways. It's a really fantastic solution for boxes, for ski boxes, for bike trays, or all sorts of different upgrades. So this client's gonna get that here next before we deliver the van next week. So the last upgrade on the rear of the van is a Transit Off-Road rear HD bumper. This is a cold-rolled steel bumper. Really super solid, integrated hitch and receiver in there, so it raises up the back of the van by about 3.5 or 4 inches, gets you a little bit better departure angle. And we also have our shore power plug on the back left corner of the bumper. That allows you to plug in a 110 AC cord in there, charge this power system up really quickly, but it's nice and clean. Nobody knows it there unless you're really looking for it. For roof rack lighting on this van, we have two 20-watt scene lights pointed rearward off the top of the roof rack, and we also have two more on the driver's side of the van. Really just illuminates the entire van all the way around. Perfect setup for camping at night. On the driver's side of the van, we have the color match flare with the half slider window. We also have Flatline side ladder attached to the Safari Rack. We think the side ladder is really the way to go for the easiest to get on and off the roof racks. A little bit farther forward, we've got a half slider window. These things are fantastic for cross ventilation in the van. Open that up, turn on the Max fan, and you get a nice breeze coming through the van. And we also have the other Illuminous side step at the driver door there, so it's easy to get in and out of the driver's seat as well. All right guys, that's it for the outside of this van. Let's take a look at the inside. The cockpit of this van is fully loaded. It's got the big 12-inch screen for infotainment, Apple CarPlay, Android Auto. It's got the blind spot assist, 360 camera, full-time rear view digital camera at the back. It also has upfitter switches and the trailer brake controller if you want to tow with this van. We've also included the Navidock for the Ford Transit. It's installed right up above the screen. Fantastic mounting solution for phones, for tablets, for GPS devices, radios. Really drop-in solution, bolts right in, no drilling required, but we're at a killer little setup. I have one of those in my van and I really like it. So this van really has our stock interior package. It's got our nice ceiling in there that not only provides a really cool look and vibe to it, but also some additional thermal and acoustic insulation. Behind that, we've got our 3M Thinsulate up in the ceiling to really help insulate this van. Our wall panels we manufacture our own wall panels. We do all our own upholstery in-house as well. This material is charcoal, which is really our most client favorite material in this van. We've got 3M Thinsulate stuffed in all the cavities and behind the wall panels as well for great insulation. And then our floor is a 3/4 inch composite subfloor, which is a foam and fiberglass material, super lightweight, very rigid, also insulating properties, waterproof, won't warp, won't fall apart if it does get wet. And we've got that topped in our nice 2-Tech tube material, which is also waterproof and super robust and durable. I have hundreds of people coming through my van all the time at van expos. That floor looks like it's still brand new after, I'm sure, 1,000 pairs of feet on that van. All right, guys, so this is our 36-inch doorway galley. Right here, we've got our drop-down table mounted to the side of the galley here. Perfect for making coffee in the morning. We've got an outlet here for an induction cooktop, for a blender, for charging a laptop or other devices. Really neat little hangout spot, perfect for holding your drinks if you're out here cooking or grilling at night. On the front of the galley, we've got our DR85 drawer-style fridge. This is a fantastic refrigerator, in my opinion. Provides access from outside the van and inside the van. Plenty of capacity, built-in freezer section as well, so you can keep your ice cream nice and frozen in there. Plenty of capacity, like I said, I can get several days out of this with the cold goods in here and then some dry goods up in the cabinet, but really a great capacity refrigerator. We've got our drawer up above here. This is great for utensils, for cutting boards, cables for charging your phones, whatever you need, junk drawer, but I have all sorts of stuff in mine, primarily utensils. And then we've got our 2 switches here, one for the gray tank and one for the water pump. So the gray tank is underneath the sliding door. It's a 16-gallon gray tank. You push this button, it'll open up a valve electrically to dump that water. And we've got our water pump here, so you turn this on and it'll get your water at your sink as well as the rear washdown in this van. So continuing on with the galley, we've got some outlets. We've got USB-A and USB-C ports here for charging phones and other USB devices. We've got another 12-volt outlet, so if you have a different adapter that needs to plug in at 12 volts, you can plug it in here. We also have a 110 outlet on the face of this with built-in USB-C. These are the high-power USB-C ports here, so you can charge a laptop from that location as well. But this is powered by the inverter. These are on typically all the time with a DC power, but you got to turn the inverter on to get this one to be in use. Last but not least is our aluminum countertop here with this nice built-in deep sink. So this is our new upgraded sink. Faucet folds down underneath the cutting board, so you have a nice flat surface, but you got hot and cold water here right at the sink. Faucet just tucks down out of the way. Cutting board just goes right back in when you don't need it. So now you've got really a pretty clean surface for whatever else you may need to be doing here. So here we are in the front of the van. We've got swivels on these seats. So this van came with the power heated seats. So Ford does not put swivels on the power heated seats. We added swivel plates after the fact. So you can still open this area up. You've got plenty of a space for seating of 4. You got 2 here, you got 2 over on the toilet and bench seat combo. So this really makes it a nice lounge area in this van. It opens it up. It really feels like it's wide open, plenty of room for other people in here as well. This is our wrap-on toilet. We build this into the Lost Highway toilet box. So we've got our 12-volt electric toilet in here. This is made in Japan. It was developed after the tsunami several years ago as a disaster relief type system. Helps out with sanitation. Electric toilet, it heat seals the waste clothes after each use. So you use the toilet, push the button, flushes it, it heats it closed, cuts it off, and you just have one bag to dispose of. So really this is the killer setup for vans, in my opinion. Works really, really well and super sanitary and easy to take care of. So a little bit farther over from the toilet is our 42-inch storage box. So this is completely available for storage. There's nothing else in here, no utilities, no plumbing or anything like that. So plenty of space for whatever kind of storage you may need in there. And we've got our Lagoon table mounted onto the storage box. So this swivels all around. You can access it from the 2 front seats if you like. This is our trifold bamboo table. It opens up, so you really got a lot of space. It could be additional prep space for the galley. This is one of my favorite spots for actually working in the van. I like sitting here in this spot, and I've got a laptop or my iPad. You got a nice view outside, breeze. This is really fantastic. When we're done with this, I like to just take this and tuck it over against the wall here, and then you can tighten it down, keeps it kind of locked into place, so while you're driving, this table is nice and secure. But you can also pull it off, store it behind the driver's seat. You can put it inside the storage box if you don't want the table at all. But yeah, fantastic little area right here. I love this lounge. It really makes the van feel bigger than it is. So for overhead storage solutions in this van, starting up front, we've got a headliner shelf from Van Wife Components. This fits in perfectly with the stock headliner. Plenty of extra space up here. We've got the blackout curtains mounted on the curtain rail as well, but I keep my window shades up in this area, but you could put jackets or whatever else you want up in this area, add some great little storage. Over here, we've got our MOLLE panel that we had custom designed to build and fit into this awkward location. Perfect for first aid kit, for flashlight, for hooks and hats and bags, whatever you need. Really just a neat little utility panel right there. And we've got two upper cabinets on the driver's side. We've got a 28-inch cabinet here, and then we have a 52-inch cabinet here with the double doors. Plenty of space. I typically have some of my dry goods and things like that over here for food on this cabinet, and then I've got clothing and beach towels or whatever else over in this side, depending on what our activities are going to be. But really robust cabinets, super strong. They're bolted right into the substructure frame that we install in this thing, so it's not going anywhere. And over on the passenger side above the galley, we do have a microwave cabinet here. So this is a nice little Black & Decker microwave. Not huge, but it absolutely gets the job done. This is powered by the inverter from the EcoFlow power kit. Turn this on, you can make your frozen burrito or pop popcorn. But a great little cabinet overhead here. We also have under cabinet light for this area right here. This is a rechargeable light, so you can just take this guy, you could pop it off here, plug it in and charge it, replace it, go use it in a different area in the van if you need to, but that's a perfect little spot for it right now. So next to our microwave cabinet is our EcoFlow console here. So this is the touchscreen controller for our power system. You can see that we've got two 5 kilowatt batteries for a total of 10 kilowatt system. Currently it's at 90% capacity. It is recharging from the solar panels. We also have alternator charging and shore power charging, so you could plug this in at a campground or in your driveway at home, and it'll charge while you're driving. We also have water tank sensor, so this is monitoring your fresh water supply. You can tell how much water you have left in there. Got a 24-gallon tank, and it's completely full right now. Then we've got all the outputs, so we can control our ceiling lights, our porch lights, our other outlets here and there. Water heater, max fan, Starlink if you want it. We have that pre-wired up onto the roof as well. But all of this is easily accessible from the touchscreen and from a smartphone app. And then next to that, we have the controller for the S-Bar gas furnace. So this heats up the van. It's mounted underneath the passenger seat. It's tied into the gas fuel tank. You can select the temperature that you would like the heater to run to, and you can also set the time that you would like to run. Hit it one more time and it's gonna fire up and get this van nice and toasty warm. Works really well. It's a quiet heater and it'll run for 24 hours on a gallon of gas, so very efficient in heating fuel as well. Additional air handling in this van, we have a MaxFan 7500. This is in sort of the front location of the van. Perfect for this ventilation, pulling air through the bunk windows when you're sleeping at night. You drive with this open, you can have it open in the rain. It's really a great ventilation fan. Moving farther back would be our AC unit, but we don't have it in this van, but it is pre-wired for the future. If the client wants it, it would be located right here. But then last but not least is our Scirocco fan. That guy swivels, pivots, got 3 speeds, low, medium, and high. Fantastic for sleeping at night and just keeping the air moving in the van. I find I use this little fan way more than anything else. I love it. But yeah, simple little fan, but it's perfect. All right, guys, for our bed system in this van, we've got the Lost Highway tall fender boxes paired with a nice 80-inch long mattress. So this is a 5-inch memory foam mattress. It's 80 inches this direction, 60 inches this direction. Essentially a queen-size mattress, nice and comfy. Super easy to fold this up and out of the way. You want to get into the storage on this side or take a look at other things on the other side. Super easy to flip up the bed panels. We try to keep things simple with just little bungees. Get these panels out of the way. You got all 3 panels up and out of the way. You got full access back here. We did install a gear tray in this van, so this client is going to have a couple of bikes in here. He's got it all figured out how he's going to make sure things fit with his 2 different bikes. He's going to add some L-track where he wants it on the gear tray. We're just going to provide it to him and he's going to put it in the final location. But this is a killer option for either gear. Be able to pull it out. You could have almost like an exterior kitchen pulled back out there, storage, whatever you want, bikes. So this is an option. This client decided to forego the inside shower, so we gave him a full-size gear tray, so he's got plenty of storage back here. We do still have all the water system in the lower part of this van, so there's the 24-gallon wheel well water tank and all of our easily accessible plumbing. And we've got the power system on this side, 2 5-kilowatt batteries, plus the inverter, charge controllers, everything else is tucked into this side of the van. Full storage on the top up here. Easy to open this up. Have access to all kinds of storage in the back of this one. We have more on this side. So yeah, once again, plenty of storage in this van. Back of this box has got the EcoFlow power kit. This is the distribution panel, so this has all the AC and DC circuits. Easy to see if you have a fuse that might be popped or if a circuit breaker is popped, but really easy to access from there. Really a killer power system. So for an added little accent at the back of the van, we do have our inserts there that we typically put in that location. We've got a new option with a laser engraving feature on there. So we got a nice little mountainscape and it'll stream in there. We can do whatever you want up in that area as well. You could have your name up there if you wanted. Also helps with sound deadening. This is also a sound deadening material as well. So once again, a little additional sound deadening. Also helps on the ceiling. It does absorb additional sound from our ceiling material as well. So not only does it look good, but it also is quite functional. All right, guys, that's it for the tour of this 2025 Abyss Gray Transit. We think we turned it into a killer adventure van. Love the color combination on this van. We are going to add a couple more things just based on a text I got from the client this morning, but we'll have it all ready to go for him next week. If you like this kind of content, please consider subscribing to the channel. If you want a van like this, please reach out. We've got lines on chassis. We've got build slots later on in the fall, all through winter. So hit us up and hope to see you on the next one.